A pond is a small, fairly shallow body of fresh water. It is a busy ecosystem of animals and plants living and working together. Even though ponds are small, they have a lot of different plants and animals. I am Mrs. Sutliff, and in this presentation I will teach you about ecosystems such as the pond and all of the small parts that work together. Ecosystems, like all systems, have many parts that all work together. An ecosystem is all the living and non-living things in an environment. Ecosystems can be as big as a forest or as small as a pond. Some of the parts of an ecosystem are plants, animals, decomposers, soil, water, air, and sunlight. The living and non-living parts all work together. Energy flows from one organism to another in an ecosystem. All energy flow starts when plants use energy from the sun to produce food. That's why they're called producers. Most organisms can't make their own food like plants can. Consumers are all the organisms that eat other living things. Types of consumers include herbivores that eat plants, carnivores that eat meat, and omnivores that eat both plants and animals, like humans. Food chains show how energy moves around an ecosystem. Food chains always start with energy from plants. The arrow points to the herbivore that eats the plant. Another arrow points to the carnivore or omnivore that eats the herbivore. Decomposers are the last part of a food chain. They eat what's left over from organisms, such as waste and dead plants and animals. Food webs show all the possible ways energy can flow through an ecosystem. Organisms can be eaten by more than one predator. A predator is an animal that eats other animals, which are called prey. There are many arrows that show all the possibilities. Pond ecosystems have many different organisms. I made a food web of my own. First, there are plants like algae and water lily pads and lotus plants. Then, raccoons, catfish, mosquitoes, snails, and other insects eat the plants. Lots of organisms prey on them, such as frogs, bass, blue heron, and turtles. Finally, the zooplankton, leeches, and worms decompose the waste in the pond, and these decomposers can even make a meal for other animals like the frog or fish. Look at how all the organisms in the pond ecosystem are connected. Yes, even frogs can make a meal for other organisms.